My wife cheated in our bed, so I made sure she lost everything. I never thought I would be the kind of man who doubted his wife. I used to believe in trust and the foundation of a marriage built on years of shared moments. Whispers in the dark, hands brushing over breakfast, 1,000 little things that made a life together. Her name was Emily. We had been married for 8 years, and if you had asked me a year ago, I would have told you we were happy. We had our routines, our quiet nights in, our weekends spent with our 2 sons, Liam and Noah. Sure, things had settled into a predictable rhythm, but wasn't that just part of marriage? Then came the first crack. Small, almost insignificant at first. A new perfume, floral, sweet. Nothing like the soft vanilla she had always worn. I didn't think much of it. People change, tastes evolve. But then there was the missing time. Late meetings, girls' nights with friends I had never heard of. The way she started guarding her phone, angling the screen away from me, silencing notifications. I wanted to believe her, to ignore the doubts creeping into my mind. But then came the night that changed everything. I reached for her in bed and she pulled away, not the sleepy, half-hearted rejection of a tired spouse, but something else, something colder. I felt it in the way her body stiffened, the way she turned her face just enough so I wouldn't see the guilt in her eyes. That was the moment something inside me broke. But I didn't confront her, not yet. I needed proof, and I was going to get it. I spent the next few weeks observing, collecting every clue Emily carelessly left behind. I wasn't just looking for proof. I was preparing. She thought she was being discreet, deleting messages, leaving no traces. But I knew her patterns, the way she thought. A quick glimpse at her phone before she locked it was enough to catch a name. Nathan. The text disappeared before I could read the rest, but I didn't need to. That night, I lay awake beside her, staring at the ceiling while her phone buzzed softly under her pillow. My heart pounded, a storm raging in my chest. She was right there, breathing evenly, completely unaware that I was unraveling everything she had hidden. The next morning, I installed cameras, hidden, undetectable. I worked in home security, designing surveillance systems for high-profile clients. If Emily wanted to betray me under my own roof, I would make sure she never forgot it. I set up motion sensors, connected every device to my laptop, and waited. It didn't take long. 3 nights later, she told me she had a late meeting. I kissed her goodbye, watched her leave in her carefully chosen dress, and then I pulled up the live feed on my screen. Minutes passed, then my front door opened, and Nathan walked in. I watched as Emily greeted him with a nervous smile. She hesitated for a second, then he cupped her face, kissed her, and just like that, she melted into him. My stomach twisted, my hands clenched into fists. They talked, laughed, as if they were in some twisted fantasy where our home belonged to them. I could see it now, the ease with which she betrayed me, the way she pulled him into our bedroom. I let them get comfortable, let them sink into the sheets we had shared for years. And then I activated the device. A shock pad carefully rigged under the mattress. The moment I pressed the button, electricity surged through the bed. Their screams were deafening. Nathan convulsed, his body jerking violently before he tumbled onto the floor, gasping for breath. Emily scrambled back, clutching the sheets to her chest, her face pale with terror. And that's when I walked in. She turned, eyes wide, realization slamming into her like a freight train. "Ethan," she choked out. But I wasn't listening. I was looking at the man on the floor, still dazed, struggling to sit up. And I drove my fist straight into his jaw. Emily screamed, grabbing my arm, trying to pull me away. "Stop, please." I turned on her so fast, she flinched. "You don't get to say my name," I snarled. "Not after this." Nathan groaned, rolling onto his side, coughing. I leaned down, grabbing him by the collar. "You got a wife?" His panicked eyes met mine. And no. I slammed him against the nightstand. "You got kids?" And no. "Then you have no idea what you just destroyed." He whimpered. He was pathetic. Not some rich executive, not some movie star-looking guy. Just some guy. Nothing special. And that hurt the most. Emily hadn't cheated because she found someone better. She cheated because she wanted to. I let him go, my rage shifting. This wasn't just about him. It was about her. How long, Emily? I demanded. She hesitated. And that was all the answer I needed. This wasn't a one-time mistake. This was something real. Something she had chosen. I let out a bitter laugh. You disgust me. She reached for me, tears streaming down her face. Ethan, please. I can explain. Explain? My voice was ice. Explain what? That you were screwing another man in our bed while our kids were sleeping down the hall. She sobbed. I didn't mean for this to happen. Didn't mean to? You chose this. I stepped back, shaking with rage. You have 5 minutes, I said. Both of you get the hell out of my house. Nathan didn't argue. He grabbed his clothes and stumbled out. But Emily, she hesitated. She clutched the sheet around her like armor, her whole body trembling. Ethan. Her voice was barely a whisper. I clenched my fists. You have 2 minutes. She swallowed hard, nodding slowly. And then finally she turned and left. But this wasn't over. Not by a long shot. I didn't sleep. Instead, I sat at my desk, opened my laptop, and pulled up the saved files. The security system had recorded everything. Every whisper, every touch, every moan. I compiled it all into a folder and attached it to an email. Recipients, her parents, her sister, her closest friends, the PTA group chat. Emily had built her whole life around being admired. She was the perfect suburban mother, the PTA volunteer, the one who baked cookies for school events. I was about to burn that image to the ground. Subject line. Thought you should know who Emily really is. I hit send. And then I waited. Minutes later, my phone exploded with messages. Her sister. What the hell is this? Tell me this isn't real. Her mom, Ethan, please call me. This can't be true. Right. A mom from school. Jesus Christ. She brought him into your house? And then Emily herself. Her texts came fast, frantic. What the hell did you do? Ethan, please. Answer me. You're destroying my life. I smiled. Good. I wasn't done. I had already called my lawyer. Filed for full custody. I had the evidence, the messages, proof that she had neglected our kids to be with him. The prenup was ironclad. She had cheated, which meant no alimony, no settlement. She wasn't just losing me. She was losing everything. The house was in my name. The judge didn't need much convincing. She was granted minimal visitation, 2 weekends a month supervised. And when that ruling came down, when she realized she was nothing but a visitor in our children's lives, she broke. But I wasn't finished. I let her see what she had lost. I didn't block her. No, that would have been too easy. Instead, I let her watch. Every photo I posted with the kids, every family outing she wasn't a part of. And slowly, everything she had built crumbled. Nathan, he was long gone. See, I made sure to send his girlfriend everything too. His life collapsed alongside Emily's. She had gambled everything. And she lost, and that was the best revenge of all.